Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me to another reading. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, for your likes. Thank you for helping me to spread a word about this channel. I already have some cards here and I will be again sharing some messages for healing, for inspiration. So we have the card of nature. We have the card of self-love or self-acceptance if you wish. And then we have a card of courage. And I just really love the vibe from these cards. I really love the story because with the card of nature, it is basically not just about nature and being in nature and connecting with trees and earth and soil and air and all that healthy energy, but it is also about connecting with that what is natural, which is like the natural rhythm of life, for example. We created such incredibly heavy society, especially in West. It is a society that does not acknowledge biorhythms. Many people are tired, many people are angry, many people are sick because we lost that connection with that natural rhythm of life, of resting and sleeping and then growing and expanding. We stopped honoring seasons as well because, for example, you can buy strawberries all the year. Yeah. So we stopped honoring seasons, we stopped honoring local food, we stopped honoring local resources, we stopped honoring our basically natural food in the place where we live. And then we started to become very sick, very disconnected. We started to create huge pollution in this world. And this card is basically telling us that we need to come back. We need to come back to that natural side of ourselves. If we wish to keep our body healthy, if we wish to keep our soul and spirit healthy, we need to start receiving that what was created by God, that natural body. And the natural body is our physical body, but it is also the body of the nature, the food, the water, the air. So there is this beautiful message about coming back to what is healthy, coming back to what is building up my health and my body. It is also about coming back to self-love, because that's another very unhealthy pattern in our society, that self-image that is being presented, that self-image of perfection, that self-image of a lot of success, a lot of money, and that natural self-image in that I am good enough as I am. I was created by love and I was created to live in peace. Those messages basically disappeared. So there is like a long way to go for us if we do not really want to destroy this world and ourselves completely. There is like this calling back home, calling back to nature, calling back to self-love and receiving our body and having that loving and kind self-image. You know, not trying to chase of this diet because I want to have this shape of body and this because I want that, but allowing basically the body to be what it is. And when we have enough movement and when we have healthy diet and when we have healthy relationships and healthy self-love and acceptance, then our body has basically the very healthy natural shape. It is not way too fat, it is not way too thin. It is just like, based on your body type, the shape is perfect. If the conditions are met for that natural healthy shape to be present. But usually we damage our bodies by wanting to be a specific way. We damage our natural cycles by exploiting our capacities. We are basically exploiting the nature and exploiting our bodies. And what is beautiful is that there is this card of courage, like this flower blossoming in soil. It's not even soil, these are rocks, literally. So it is a courage to blossom even in hard conditions. And sometimes it is hard to come back to that self-love. It is hard sometimes to come back to that self-acceptance, especially when we are bombarded by all these shoulds and shouldn'ts and how things should like and how we should be. And we believe it in on such a level that we basically use it against others as well. Oh, maybe you should have been doing this, or maybe you should have been doing that. Instead of allowing others to grow in their own strength and in their own courage and in their own health and in their own wisdom and connected with nature, we basically keep projecting these unhealthy things to one another, and it just keeps growing. So it takes a huge amount of courage to choose something healthy in a world that is so toxic. It takes enormous courage, and usually for many people when they choose it, it's really like blossoming in hard conditions, in dry soil, in rocky soil. But this flower is basically telling us that it's possible. It is possible to choose me. It is possible to choose and honor my body. It is possible to honor God's creation basically through that coming back to what is natural. Sometimes people have this idea that self-love is giving yourself something, like giving yourself this piece of cake or giving yourself this beautiful spa afternoon. Yeah, and there is nothing wrong with that sometimes to relax from stress, but that's not about the real self-love and self-acceptance. The very core, the way I perceive it, the very core of that self-love is loving that what is natural. Loving that what was basically created by nature, by God, and allowing it to be that way. It is about going with those rhythms and not against them. It's going with your body, not against it. It is about learning to be healthy again by coming back to nature. And as I say, it's like it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. And it also takes like a lot of vulnerability, which is beautifully depicted in this card, because usually naked body on a card is a symbol of vulnerability. You are naked, you don't have any protective layers around you, you are who you are. Yeah, that means to be naked in this world is being who you are, not creating all these fake identities and fake expressions, and that's what we did. Yeah. And then we basically became very fearful, very twisted in that. It takes courage to come back to that original, loving, kind, healthy self that is also including the body, not just the mind. We have been, our culture and society have been admiring the mind and analytical mind and technology for a very long time, but it is also about honoring the body, honoring the earth, the food, the soil. Takes a lot of courage. So this is like an invitation for all of us and for all of you who are listening to really come back. To really come back to home, come back home to yourself, come back to more of that natural environment, natural biorhythms, and start basically to blossom, in your life. There's like a lot of healing energy, so there is also an invitation maybe for some of you. How can I heal my body? How can I start embodying more healthy way of being in this world? There is a lot of pink energy, there is like a lot of green energy. So it is also about heart. It is about healing the heart. Sometimes our body will not heal if you not heal the heart first. Because the body carries basically that imprint of that emotional wound or pain. So it is also about really receiving your emotions and receiving your feelings and receiving your heart in a very open and vulnerable way. And it takes also courage, you know. It takes courage because we usually want to be happy and peaceful and kind, but we are also angry and frustrated and jealous. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable in the whole spectrum of those emotions and receiving them and receiving yourself in that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to talk about it or that you have to somehow process it or vent it out, but just really seeing it for what it is. I feel sad. There is sadness in me, or there is sense of anger in me. And how do I take care? How do I take care? How do I take care for myself, of myself, and how do I take care of that healthy, healthy me or healthy version of me? So I hope this message makes sense. I hope that it brings maybe some space for journaling or meditating, just sitting with it. And just really the best way is just to sit and listen. And you can even make a short prayer. Just God, please help me. God, please help me to understand what is your will for my life. How can I be healthy in my life? And just listen and be in nature and see the natural flow of life, and you will receive what you need. Thank you so much. Many blessings to you, and I hope to connect with you soon.